Good morning, everybody. Hey, hope you all have an amazing Saturday morning. Just wanted to pop in today and share a little bit about theta healing, because this is one of my, well, probably the most favorite healing modality that really changed my life when I started using it. So, you know, people hear me talking about it a little bit. People know that I'm a healer, don't necessarily know what I do. So I wanted to share about this modality today. So I first did my basic training about probably coming up for 9 years ago now. And prior to that, I'd spent, well, since I was 19 years old, learning different healing modalities, learning from different books, workshops, you know, really going through some sort of level of spiritual and personal development. But and I had quite, you know, some good changes and some good things happened during that time. But it wasn't until I learned theta healing that I learned how to change stuff instantly. That I didn't have to go through long processes. Stuff could just change so dynamically and so fast, and at a level that really kind of blew me away at the moment, at that time. And since I started using that also with my clients, the changes that we've been able to create have been absolutely amazing. And so, yeah, so I wanted to just share a little bit about what that is, what theta healing is. So there's a couple of different elements to it. So there's an energy healing component where you learn to go into the theta brainwave state, which is a very deep meditative state. And from there, you're taught to connect with Creator, all that is. And in that space is where the healing takes place, because Creator basically does the healing. Hi, Donna. And so in that space is where the healing takes place. And we really, as healers, we're really just bystanders for this amazing process that's taking place. And there's been numerous times as a healer where, you know, you kind of think you're doing it, or co-creating at least, which we are in a way. But there's been times when I've been so far out of my depth, like not knowing what's going on, that it's really daunting. But you're in the moment, you have a client, you've got to do something, and that's when that Creator basically steps in. That's when you have to let go and allow the healing process to take place. And I've just seen that happen so many times that I trust it implicitly now. I'm not technically the healer, but I am a focal point, I suppose, for someone to come and choose a level of transformation, and whatever that is up to the person that comes. That's not my responsibility. That's the person who's healing. It's their responsibility. So anyway, so we go into the theta healing, theta brainwave state. That's where the healing takes place. That's also the brainwave state where we access the subconscious mind. So the second part or element to theta healing is very much connected to the subconscious beliefs that really override a lot of our conscious decisions. They're perhaps 80 to 90% responsible for what we create in our lives. So with theta healing, we're able to actually identify the limiting beliefs and change them. And we can also do something called downloads, which is where we download what it feels like to have, be, or do something. So for example, that you know what it feels like to be safe, or you know what it feels like to be loved, or you know what it feels like to be happy. Because quite often we have a concept of what something is, like, yeah, I want to be happy, I want to be successful, but sometimes we haven't even experienced that, or we don't really know what that is, or we have a distorted perception of what that is. So with this modality, we can actually create changes on all of those different levels, the subconscious, the feeling level, and also as a energy healing. So you get to do some really cool stuff like tune into people's guides, connect You can do house clearing with all the techniques. And the beautiful thing is, someone said to me the other day, they were asking me about, you know, burning sage and all that for house clearing. I thought, you know what, that's great. But honestly, once you learn theta healing, you'll never need to buy sage again, because it will blow sage out of the water, in my humble opinion. Because what you can do is not only clear the energy of a building, but you can also download the energetics that you want to create in that space. So for example, here in my studio, I've literally downloaded into the building what it feels like to be safe and strong and secure. And I've also downloaded that, you know, people that come in here feel welcome and nurtured, and they feel that they're in a safe space. And I've downloaded that this place is seen by people who are looking for what I have to offer. So I get random people just coming in like, oh, you know, I saw your sign, or I just knew that I needed to drop in, or whatever. So I've created that energetically, because that's what I want to contribute to my business. So you can do that with your house, you can do it with your car, you can do it with a business, you can do it with anything at all. So there are so many different elements to theta healing. In terms of the actual energy clearing, we do things like clearing hooks and cords. So these are all of the energetic attachments that kind of, you know, hook into your energy field. And it's a very simple and very dynamic way to clear that. We clear something called soul fragments. So anywhere that you have soul fragments, or pieces of you basically connected to others, we bring all those pieces back to you so that you feel whole and complete again. We work with wayward spirits. We learn to clear them. There's so much more. One of the things I do really want to add with this is that this modality, when I first learned it, I had done a lot of healing modalities before that, and none of them had really built up my confidence. None of them really made me feel confident in what I was doing. And I'd done a lot of them prior to this. And especially in the early days, I'd done a lot where I really came away feeling not good enough. Like, oh, I'm not psychic enough. I didn't get it, whatever. But the minute I started learning theta healing, it was just such a safe, supportive environment, such an amazing technique that you get to learn that you can literally use for anything. And it made me realize that, yes, I am getting it. Yes, I can do it. And I got confidence in what I was doing. And of course, that was nearly 9 years ago now, and I have a beautiful, amazing healing business now. I work with amazing people, and I have a very deep level of confidence that has come from really having a great technique. It's taught me to build my confidence. It's taught me to be more psychic, use those psychic and intuitive abilities. And in fact, not just taught me and allowed me to practice that, but of course that's something that you can clear any beliefs that you have about, you know, not being good enough as a healer or not being intuitive enough. We clear all that, and then of course you can download that you know what it feels like to be intuitive and to trust your intuition. So it really has a fail-safe way to teach and to learn the modality. And one of my greatest joys is to teach this to other people as well. So I just wanted to pop in and share that with you. And I think maybe we'll do a quick download just because, well, we've got Donna here with us at the moment. Thanks for dropping in, lovey. And for anyone else who watches this later, let's just do a couple of downloads. So let's download what it feels like to feel confident, that you know what it feels like to feel safe and supported, that you know what it feels like to trust your intuition, and that you know what it feels like to trust your inner guidance, and that you know what it feels like to have clarity about your purpose and direction in life. All right, so if you're willing to receive all of those downloads, just say yes, and I'll download them right now for you. Awesome. All right, well, enjoy the rest of your day. If you are interested in coming for a theta healing session, just look up all my details. You find me somewhere online. And if you're interested in learning this healing modality, I have a theta healing basic class coming up next month in July. But if you're watching this later, I run about maybe 3 or 4 basic trainings each year. So just contact me and we'll fit you into a class. So thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.